Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. We've got a special treat for you. In studio today, we've got Frank and Chris. They are the main contributors to Vegas Synergy. You see them on our site. They're also two very close personal friends of mine. And guys, first off, I got to congratulate you guys. You were tearing up the Las Vegas contest scene this year. Just finished winning the Last Man Standing contest, which is run by Stations Casino here in Vegas. 2,538 entries you guys bested, and at the end you were the last man standing. With tell us about the winning pick. Got a little hairy at the end there.
It got hairy because I actually sent my wife down to put it in the day before. I was going to take Air Force, and then I remembered them losing outright as double-digit favorites 3 times, and I said, I can't go down with that team, and then I watched them win for fun. I almost used Michigan, but I wanted to eliminate my home team. I didn't want to be biased, and we put in Minnesota plus the 14.5, and we actually were very fortunate because our hedge middled and sided, so we didn't lose anything on the hedge. So it worked out very well for us.
Now, you hedged because going into that last Saturday, there were only 2 of you guys left, and your opponent had a strange game, I thought, for the last man standing. He went with Mississippi in a big rivalry game that really didn't have any bearing on, conference championships or anything of that nature, and that was a curious pick by him and lost outright. So you were free rolling going into your game.
Well, no, they played at the same time, but what we were worried about is all the line moves had won and covered already. So we were worried he already had a winner in the bank because they don't tell you who the other person has until both games have started. So,
Frank, you guys are also in the Golden Nugget, the football showdown. Was that 92 or 96 entries in that one this year?
96.
96 entries. That's a $2,000 entry fee. You played for the first 10 weeks to get down to the final 8. Brian, myself, Preston, we were all in it. We didn't make the final 8, but you guys made the final 8. Not only did you make it, you made it separately. You both are in the final 8 as separate entries, and you're the 2nd seed. Frank, Chris, you're the 3rd seed. The number 1 seed's already been eliminated in the quarterfinals, so you guys now inherited the all-important number 1 and 2 seed moving forward, which means you won't meet to the finals if you both advance this week, which is nice. Will you guys do a chop if you get to the finals?
Probably. Of course.
Frank, the last man standing and the Golden Nugget, totally different concepts. Right. You're picking one game each week in the last man standing, but the Golden Nugget, 7 plays each week, and it's part handicapping and part game theory. You guys want to elaborate on the game theory part of the Golden Nugget contest this year with so many people taking the stale lines? They bring the lines out on Thursdays, and a lot of people were playing totals this year. I've never seen so many contest plays with totals because the totals, Thursday is moving day here in Vegas as far as the totals go. And when you put a number up at noon on Thursday and you can bet that same number Friday at 2 o'clock, there's going to be some movement. So a lot of advantage players took advantage of those numbers. Guys have anything to say on that? I know you guys didn't.
Well, let me tell you, it was tough to overcome. There was going into the last week, I was 42 and 23 after 65 games. You figure that's pretty decent. I wasn't even in the top 10. I said, I was thinking like that golf thing. These guys are good. I mean, if that doesn't get it, I told Chris, these guys are too good for us. I mean, come on, 42 and 23, and you're not even in the top 10. And then it's because a lot of the weeks, you're fading guys that are playing 7 to 9 games that are 2.5 to 4.5 points of best fit. We did not use one of those line moves. We actually just went with our own picks. We got fortunate in a lot of games. We had some good selections, good information. Everything clicked together.
Now, you were solid all year, as you said. Chris, you got off to a slow start, but boy, did you come on like gangbusters to crack the final 8 in the last 2 weeks. You actually had the best record because they had a mini contest as well. You would have won the mini contest, the wild card, but you ended up getting in on the top 8 anyways.
Yeah, we actually finished first and second in the wild card.
unbelievable. And the wild card was the final 2 weeks of the competition they put in case guys had, you know, a slow start. You still had life there in that last 2 weeks. So it was a nice element to it. What is the prize pool on the Golden Nugget? 90 some for first?
I think it's 96,000 for first and 40,000 for second. Plus, I think there's some other prizes along the way at each level.
Now, to talk about you guys in Vegas Synergy, you guys are part of a group, information-based. You know, a lot of the plays are you guys' plays, but you do have a lot of access to sharp plays as well, which you funnel through Vegas Synergy. You guys, as I like to refer to as the managing partners of the consortium, so to speak. And you want to tell us a little bit, Frank or Chris, on how you guys come up with the plays for Vegas Synergy?
Frank?
Well, believe me, ours. You know, I consider like a nice soup. There's so many ingredients that we use. We use information from the sharpest guys that we know, really, really good guys. Our own information, line moves, everything that we even throw in a little bit of an extra spice. We have a friend of ours that's, you know, we call him the cooler, and you know, I mean, this guy, believe me, he's. Whatever he picks, we throw that into because we go opposite. I got to tell you, this guy is so good. He called me 5 months ago and says, Frank, I just stole $5,000 on Hillary Clinton at Even Money. I said, really? I said, you did? I said, this guy's going to change the planet. He's that good. So we throw that little ingredient in. Plus, so actually, and then, but we really focus on, because we have maybe 7 sources that we use. And when 2 of them really are strong on one side and the other one opposes it, we leave those out. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to get the best of the best. And this year it's been working out great.
Been working out super. And the best way to buy you guys, you know, you're not somebody that has a lot of big plays. You treat everything pretty much the same. Occasionally you'll have a bigger play. But I would, you know, highly suggest getting a 7 or 30-day package, because you're going to get every play. And you guys put plays in at all times of the day as well, because information comes into you guys at all different times. It's not a set time when people make the move. When the line is right, that's when they'll fire, and you fire as well. So I would suggest a 7 or 30-day package to follow you guys. And of course, you can use that coupon code that we have this week, Raiders10. Save $10 on one of those packages. For our viewers this week, you want to give us a free play, one of you guys, for a best bet?
Well, I don't do a whole lot with pitching the games or writing them up, but I do like the Wisconsin-Penn State game. I haven't met anybody that likes Wisconsin. Every single person I've spoken to loves Penn State. My personal opinion is these teams are very equal. I believe that Penn State's going to give up a lot more yardage than Wisconsin's going to give up. And I really like the quality of the schedule strength. Wisconsin certainly has a slightly stronger schedule strength. But I look at Penn State, and what did they do on the road? They went to Pittsburgh, they went to Michigan, Purdue, Indiana, Rutgers. Where are the marquee games? They didn't win a big game on the road. Wisconsin, on the other hand, look at the times they played certain teams. They played LSU when they were a monster top team in the country. They went to Michigan State when they were undefeated on the road and beat them there. They went to Michigan and played Michigan tough. They played Ohio State the next game. They played Iowa on the road. They went on the road to Northwestern. This is a quality schedule, and the strength of schedule is hidden in there. So I think they're going to outgain Penn State. And I think they're going to win, somewhere around a touchdown.
All right. You've got Wisconsin over Penn State. It's going to be a good one to watch. It's going to be, I like the fact that it is the last game on the schedule, because Penn State will have known what all of the other guys have done already, because they're going to be the odd man looking at, looking in from the outside. If Washington wins and Clemson wins, Penn State's not going to leapfrog anybody into it, and that could be a distraction. We saw last week, which I was on Penn State big last week. We saw at the beginning of that game, when the Ohio State-Michigan game was still going, that Penn State started that game slow, but when they came out the second half, once the dust had settled and they knew they had something to play for, they were gangbusters in the second half. So could be a distraction for Penn State on Saturday night if things don't play out the way that they hope going in there. So you have a free play from Vegas Synergy. They say to take Wisconsin minus the points. Guys, Frank, you're up this week in the Golden Nugget contest. So good luck to that. Those plays will be, you're on the radio show here in town, ESPN 1100 on Friday at 2 o'clock. They'll break down your 7 plays. Best of luck to you. I'm rooting for both of you because just like when you guys won the Last Man Standing contest, we had a nice celebration dinner last night at one of your favorite restaurant spots. We'll give them a little plug. Go ahead.
Oh, that Salvatore's in the Suncoast. Fantastic atmosphere, and the food's phenomenal. The chef's great, just like old Vegas.
It is, and the company we had last night was great. Some great old stories from Vegas. So check out Salvatore's if you're ever at Suncoast. We'll be back with videos next week. Good luck to you guys on everything this week. For Frank, Chris, Brian, Ralph, and Preston, good luck from wagertalk.com. Back next week.